Classical Stuff You Should Know. My name is Graham Donaldson, and I'm joined with...
Hello.
Hi. With AJ
Joined
Hannenberg
by.
Hello.
We are
Thomas
not joined
Nagby.
together. Joined with?
I have now decided that you are both my enemies.
Cool, good.
Based on this
Okay.
introduction.
As we started,
And
yes.
I crave a way to outwit you and destroy you.
Did you say this is a
And
quiz show episode also?
Oh, buddy,
So we
yes.
could
Oh.
actually destroy each other on this
We are
one.
a
Oh, yes.
podcast that delves into ancient books and philosophical texts and the world of classical education. AJ and I are classical educators. We teach at a classical school. Thomas is a classical educator in his own right. You
And
guys
yes,
are learning classical.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
education.
still
cool.
nerd.
And
And
still
yes,
nerd.
Thomas
Yes, I
is
said
yes.
as
He
a
said,
nerd.
yeah, we're professional nerds.
Yes,
Thomas
thank
is an
you.
amateur.
I'm an amateur.
Oh, he is also a professional nerd. He's like doing math and managing
stuff.
other mathematicians.
That's right.
But I still want to figure out ways that I can outmaneuver you and subjugate you under my power. So is there a book, AJ, that I could read?
Well, lucky for you, there is.
You really are doing all the kind of like Manosphere books, right? Because you did the meditations, you did Marcus Aurelius,
AJ doesn't realize
and now
it.
you're doing
I'm
Art of
not,
War. Like, what is going on?
You keep on
You
telling
wanna
me
talk
this.
about
I am
this?
entirely ignorant of the whole manosphere.
I just have lots of questions.
I chose it. I'm not going to lie because it was short, and I had 2 days to throw something together because I've had a really busy week, and I have a busy week.
Are we
one
gonna have
coming up.
like the classical way of like negging girls into dating you? Is that like gonna be our
one.
next
Yeah,
book?
That's exactly right. I'm nervous about you, AJ.
Like, your hair looks great for how greasy it is.
You've done Machiavelli before too, haven't
Oh my
you?
word, I love it.
You've really done all. Did you do? Who did Machiavelli?
We do the Bitcoin standard next.
Can you guys like send me an email that just has a list of all the manosphere books so I can know what to avoid?
so you can.
from
So you
now
know
on?
the next 10 episodes you'll do. Is that what you
Apparently,
mean? Good.
I love that. Apparently, also all the manosphere books are all short.
Yeah, that's the real.
quick
That's the
attention
real
spans.
reason.
This thing will take you 45 minutes if
you're
you
onto
read it
something.
quick.
I love it.
Anyway,
So will our episode be longer than it would take to read this book? Is that what's about to
I
happen?
think it might.
Oh, that's
Good.
great.
That's very good.
I love quiz shows.
luckily we bloviate pretty hard, so
that's
we can get some stuff out of it. So let me tell you about the man himself, if there was such a man.
Whoa.
So Sun Tzu was the author of Bing Fa, or The Art of War. It is the earliest known treatise on war and military science, which is a claim that I saw, and I'm not sure. Like, isn't there
has to
something
be
about
another.
war prior to that? There's got to be.
Well, what years are we talking about? Because Xenophon's got his whole Cyrus stuff.
Right. When is Xenophon?
He's, so this is, Cyrus is after the Assyrian Empire. So, like, we're talking letting the Jews back into Israel, like 600
370 BC.
Oh, 370. Yeah. Wow.
So this is traditionally he was born 544 BC and died in 496.
yeah, okay.
So still close.
Yeah, so pretty close. He served under King Helu of Wu during the Warring States period, or just before. His birth name was Sun Wu, and Sun Tzu means master son. It's an honorific.
Wow.
Dang.
He was posthumously known by his courtesy name, Chang Qing, which I'm definitely pronouncing
nailing it.
wrong.
This is great.
One of his descendants, Sun Bin, also wrote a treatise, also called The Art of War, and both were referred to by the honorific Sun Tzu in Chinese texts. So,
Riding your dad's coattails.
Yeah, seriously.
well, the original Sun Tzu might not have existed because he's legendarily evolved in this really big battle, but a earlier, more complete and detailed text describes that battle and makes no mention of this guy.
Okay.
So he could be kind of an invention that came later as there was this tradition of battle tactics in his family. May have existed, may not have existed. We don't really know. We do know that Sun Bin, who was one of his descendants, definitely lived. We found his treatise in like 1972. And there are parts of it that definitely overlap. So anyway, he may have been a real guy, may not have been a real guy. I personally choose to be credulous. I am very much not of the modern scientific mind, which means that if I can leave magic in the world, I will leave magic in the world and not doubt it for no reason.
So, dude lived?
So I like to think that Sun Tzu was a real guy. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not just let it happen? So there is a story about the original Sun Tzu and him getting his job. So he went up to the king, and the king was sort of trying him out, and he says, "Hey, I got a test for you. Why don't you take my concubines and turn them into an army?" And he goes, "Okay." So he took a couple of the king's favorite concubines and made them the leaders.
Oh.
And then he gave them some orders. And of course, they all dissolved into a giggle fit, like just laughing all over the floor. And so he, with permission from the king, executed 2 of them.
Oh, jeez.
And then they all followed the orders. And then the king was like, "Okay, you're hired." Yeah, so that's how he got his job. He was
How'd you get your job? Huh? How'd you get your job?
very similar.
Yeah.
Very
actually.
yeah. Parallels
A
are
lot of concubines running around Veritas. Okay, so he was made king or general for King Helu, not Hulu. He led them to victory against the much larger state of Chu in 506 BC, so underdog defeating the favorite. Much of what we know about him is from Sima Quan's Records of the Grand Historian, but earlier, more detailed texts ignore him. The name might have actually been a conglomeration that meant the fugitive warrior, which is kind of an invention, so they just use his name as the warrior says this. Anyway, much of the earliest parts of the text date to after he would have died, they mentioned technology that didn't exist yet, that sort of thing. Anyway, whatever. Let's say he existed. Rock and roll. So today we're doing a quiz show. The chapters aren't always totally cohesive and about one subject. Sometimes they meander a little bit. There are 13, if I'm remembering correctly. 13 different chapters. 12 different chapters. Each is generally about kind of a subject, and not all of. I won't go deep into all of them, but I figure the best way to do this is generally quiz show. And I'm trying not to make it as hard as some quiz shows that I do, where I just ask you to come up with something out of nowhere. There will be some of that.
Good.
But hopefully I can give you enough to sort of run on. Okay. Chapter 1. The art of war is governed by 5 constant factors. I'm going to tell you the names of these factors, and then you will have to tell me what those mean. So, factor number 1, the moral law. Factor 2, heaven. Factor 3, earth. Factor 4, the commander. And factor 5, method and discipline. So what is meant? This is first quiz show. I got to bring up your points. Hold on.
cool.
And I thought about going to HEB and coming around here first, but I didn't. So I don't have a snack for you guys to reward you.
Have you given us rewards?
Never had.
I thought about buying a cake and giving it to you
wow.
as rewards. So
big.
let's say it this way. I won't buy it for you now. I didn't buy it prior, but there is a cake on the line.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I will buy you some sort of tasty frozen dessert or cake type thing.
Cookie cake?
I could make a cookie cake happen.
All right.
This is
Graham is
probably
locked
better
in.
because then you guys can choose your treat.
Okay, good.
Dang
All right,
it.
so this is our first quiz show
Yes.
with real stakes.
something on the okay.
Right?
All right. The moral law.
Can we wait until after the 15th to cash in on this?
I need it now.
Yeah, a little behind on the budget. Okay. Number 1, what is meant by the moral law? What does he mean? If that's factor 1,
Wait, all war is dependent on this? What was the...
so the art of war is governed by 5 constant
governed. Okay.
factors. Number 1 is the moral law. What does that mean?
It's like the reason for the combat. Like you need your warriors to be bought in, or you need to be fighting for some just cause.
Okay.
Um,
And you can both choose the same one and both get the same points. You don't have to go opposite, which you have traditionally done in the podcast just
We
to add
usually do,
interest.
yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
now,
here there's a
but
cake
now
on
there's
the
a cake on
yeah.
the line. I know.
I think Thomas is onto something that they governed by the cause that you're fighting for.
Both incorrect.
Oh, come on.
It causes people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so they will follow him regardless of their lives and undismayed by danger.
All right.
So the moral law means you have to be so upright such that your men are in accord with you. Okay. So I guess maybe the reason you are going to war is a part of that, but it's not just that. They have to see you as moral.
Gotcha. Okay.
Number 2, heaven. What does that signify?
Weather.
I was
The
gonna,
seasons.
Like literally, yeah. Seasons. I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay. Night, day, cold, heat, times, and seasons. Point both.
Good.
Yay.
Nice work. Okay. Number 3, what does earth signify?
Like the terrain that you're walking on, right? Like you must keep in mind where you're fighting, and your battle style changes based on that.
Okay.
That was exactly what I was going to say, grasslands and mountains
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Great job.
Let's go.
Point both.
Come on. Tied 2-2. Okay.
So it signifies distances, small and great, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, chances of life and death.
okay.
Right? So pretty good.
Good.
Like you said, the terrain where you are, yes. So seasons, night and day. So what the heavens sort of do, and then also what's going on the ground. So you got to have your men in accord with you, be chill with the seasons and chill with the ground.
Yes.
And then number 4, the commander. Now, I'm not just going to leave that open. It is virtues that he is concerned with here. So the virtues of a commander. Can you name those virtues?
How many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So 5 virtues, and you have to sort of jump out of the classical 7 that we know. I'm giving you a small hint there. Some of those might show up there, but not all of them.
So I'm going to say temperance, not too hot, not too cold.
Okay.
I'm going to say some sort of like practical wisdom, like a prudence, the ability to make good decisions.
Okay.
I'm going to say, let's start there. I'm just going to say those two.
1 point for Graham.
Nice.
Not going to say which. Thomas.
I'll take like a courage, like a bravery up in front of the men, that kind of
Okay.
thing. And then like a justice, like they are fair or they're viewed as fair.
Okay.
I'll just take those two right now.
1 point, Thomas.
I'll take it.
Alive.
Okay,
Tied.
so I'll give you the list. Wisdom, so you got one for practical wisdom, Graham. Sincerity, benevolence, courage, that was your point, and strictness,
Oh, interesting.
which is a weird thing to kind of point out.
As a virtue, yeah.
Okay, the last one is method
That
and
does
dis-
feel very like Chinese. Like the strictness. like the
Makes sense.
idea of like stringence and yeah.
Well, he'll talk about that more at length later. So number 5, method and discipline. Which specific methods and disciplines are under this heading? This one's kind of tough.
Which one? Wow. Methods and disciplines.
Method and discipline.
He just gives a list of them.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call that. Like,
This is a hard one.
Morning jogs. Like, what do you?
Okay, so I'll just give you this one. This will be a
Yeah.
pass. There's plenty of questions, so
Okay.
we're not going to hurt for
Like
it.
working until before you eat.
The
Yeah.
marshaling of the army in its proper subdivisions, graduations of rank among officers,
makes sense.
maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and control of military expenditure. So I'm also going to be reading some quotes. The most famous quote probably from this book is from this first chapter.
So these
And-
are short books that people only read the first chapters of. Is that what that means?
Probably.
Good.
But this is a pretty strong
good?
quote.
Okay.
So 1 verse 18. All warfare is based on, any guesses? I can give you a point here, but
warfare is based on
it's a fun one.
mindset. I don't
Okay.
know.
Like the lack of something.
Both wrong. It is deception.
Oh, I did know that.
I just realized that this is kind of a fun quiz show because at the end we can figure out who would kill the other one
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
battle to the death.
It'd be
which is
Graham,
really
right?
fun.
Yeah.
So let me read this to you. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. And when far away, we must make them believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared and appear where you are not expected. These military devices leading to victory must not be divulged beforehand. The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory and few calculations to defeat. How much more, no calculation at all. It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or to lose. Any thoughts?
I like it. So, I mean, it is interesting. It's like I'm just hearing Machiavelli as you're going through this. Like that's the thought in my mind of we're here to trick other people. It's one of those like this is a practical guide how to accomplish something, not necessarily like a right or good way to do war, but an effective way to accomplish it.
One of the reasons I love sports is because I love the storylines where you have teams that like have no payroll or are clearly the underdog, but they figure out ways to beat the superior opponent using principles like that. You know, deception or laying traps in the game or having
Trick plays.
or just better esprit de corps, right? Like they're just united in their ability to do X, Y, or Z and win the game. Whereas like the team that's got all these like high paid, you know, me first kind of players never
lots of cash and
they don't
supplies
play
and-
as a team and they're not ill disciplined and this kind of stuff. Like I find that endlessly fascinating of how coaches and managers and organizations can marshal that, you know, can lead sort of people into that kind of thing that actually wins against greater odds. And it's exactly what this is talking about.
Yep.
It doesn't end in like the wholesale slaughter of groups of people.
Yes.
So that's great too. So
Class it well. hopefully this doesn't either. Classical Mighty,
true. I know what
Mighty
it is,
Ducks
yeah.
ethos, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the trick plays, the flying V and everything, but
No, you got the knuckle puck, and you got there's all kinds of stuff in
also
there.
shorts
That's
as fuck.
yeah,
But Casey's the heart of the team.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to defeat all the kids who wear black and look evil.
Yeah, and they who are, if I'm remembering Mighty Ducks 2 correctly, the amazing team from Iceland.
Is it Iceland?
Yeah, it's Iceland, but they don't have Iceland doesn't have a hockey.
It's not
team.
worth winning if you can't win big. All right. Chapter 2, subheading costs. How much silver does it cost to raise an army of 100,000 men per day?
I have no.
This is tough because you guys don't often reckon in silver.
It's pieces of silver. Like what's the
Ounces.
Ounces of
How many ounces
A
of
day?
silver a day
100,000,
does it cost to keep an army of 100,000 men going?
10,000 ounces of silver.
1,000.
Point Thomas got it right on the
Really?
money.
Wow. Okay.
1,000 ounces of silver per day. Considering the cost that it costs to raise an army like this, which tactic is generally considered by Sun Tzu to be very stupid?
Raising a big army.
Okay.
Invasion.
Sieges. Laying siege. To quote, when you engage in actual fighting, if a victory is long in coming, then men's weapons will grow dull and their ardor will be damped. If you lay siege to a town, you will exhaust your strength. Again, if the campaign is protracted, the resources of the state will not be equal to the strain.
I got a lock in. There's a cake on the line.
Thus, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been associated with long delays. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare.
That's interesting.
Isn't that great?
So he
Come
doesn't.
on.
Yeah, war should be quick.
And he's
War
not
should-
a siege guy.
Yeah.
And siege is so often used in war, which is crazy to me. But he would rather, I don't think there's a question about this later, but he would rather, if you are in a town,
Right.
why attack it? I'm just going to waste my guy's strength. I'm going to have them get frustrated. My general's going to get bored. Better to go attack something else that he needs and
Right.
is now undefended
Right.
and draw him out of the city than it
Than
is to
to-
try to break in.
Yeah.
Right? You will eventually take the town, but you will have wasted your army doing it.
Makes sense.
And your country, which is wild to me that was such a common tactic all the way through the medieval
So-
period.
Not a fan of Vietnam, Sun Tzu.
Not a
Long,
f-
prolonged wars.
Well, clearly we all benefited from that one.
Graham's thinking about it.
We can talk about the between.
I was actually
Yeah.
wondering about if prolonged warfare is now a moneymaker for big countries. I think it depends if you're successful or not.
Don't
But
you-
even then, it'd be much better to just take the enemy country in one fell swoop and have no harm to your
Yeah, you're
stuff.
still no. I mean, someone's making money, who's selling all those missiles. But,
Right.
It's not necessarily the country.
but someone's also spending it. Yeah, I still think Yeah, I think he's on. He's correct.
Okay.
All right, man,
Again,
okay.
considering costs, one tactic is incredibly helpful. Hint: the Spartans were famously trained in it.
one
One specific military tactic is incredibly helpful. The Spartans were famously trained in that tactic.
Stealing stuff from your enemies as you go through their towns.
Okay.
I have no guesses for this one.
Point, Graham.
Cool.
It is stealing, foraging from the enemy.
Interesting.
Right? If I could try to get it from my own country, they're paying taxes. I will impoverish my nation. Even just having an army nearby means all the prices go up, and then the peasants have to spend all their money, and I've impoverished the town just by having my army there. So it is way better. He says, stealing one wagon load of their supplies is equivalent to 10 wagon loads from your own country.
Interesting.
It is, you impoverish them, you enhance yourself, and you don't waste the supplies of your own country. So you got to steal from the enemy, which I love.
The Spartans did that too.
Yes, they were trained even as children to steal. They only got in trouble if they were caught.
It's funny.
And people point to that as evidence of relativism.
Right.
They're like, they all have to, well, there's a value there.
Yes.
We have to protect our country.
Right.
He said that raising such a large army, 100,000, disrupts the work of 700,000 families because the men are gone and the businesses are down and all of these reasons. It ends up being 40% of the whole revenue of the state in paying for the war. Anyway, that's fun. Okay, so another fun quote is a fill in the blank. In order to kill the enemy, our men must be blank. That there be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must be blank. So 2 possible points. In order to kill the enemy, men must be blank. That there be advantage from defeating them, they must be blank.
was trying to think of it's like ruthless in the first one, like merciful in the second, but I'm not sure that really. I'll go with that. But
Okay.
They must be well fed. An
Okay.
advantage in killing them, they must be kind of hungry.
Okay, I think I'm going to give 1 point to Thomas for the wrath. So the men must be roused to anger.
Yeah.
Right? We must make them wrathful. That there may be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must have their rewards. He's actually very big on this.
Okay.
So if you take 10 chariots, you give all 10 to the guy who took the first chariot, right? Because he took the biggest risk, right? The men and resources, so of taken chariots or taken men, are mingled with your own to augment your own strength. And any taken warriors, again, treated well, treated nice, and if they join you, that's great. So he is in, like, again, it's a cost thing. So take in all of that stuff, give it as rewards to your men, and mingle it with your own as supplies if you can possibly do it.
Yep.
Which is great. Like, totally makes sense. Okay. Chapter 3 is on speed. Right now, the score is 5-4, Thomas. So it's close.
It's close.
But right now, he's in the lead by 1 point for the
Let's
cake.
go.
He says more about how much sieges suck at the beginning of 3. He says, in the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy, it is not so good. So, too, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it. To capture a regiment, a detachment, or a company entire than to destroy them. Hence, to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. So again, his idea is not to slaughter everybody. He's like, it's great if we can just not fight. If we can break their will and come in and nobody dies, awesome. He says, thus, the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces, so don't even let them come together. The next in order is to attack the enemy's army in the field, and the worst policy of all is to besiege walled cities. Yeah. It's going to take up months. It's a whole 3 months. He just is not a fan of it. He says, the general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men to assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain while the town remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. Okay, here's a good one. It's a fill in the blank, but it should be a little bit easier than the last one. It is the rule of war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, we surround him. If 5 to 1, we blank. And if it's 2 to 1, we're twice as numerous, we do blank. So any guesses on those 2 blanks? 2 points available.
10 to 1, we surround them.
5 to 1, blank. Twice as numerous, blank.
5 to 1, we engage him head on.
Okay.
2 to 1, we feign retreat, so he follows us, and then we attack him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 2 to 1 is evade, like, yeah, avoid the fight. 5 to 1, I don't have a better answer than head on.
Are you going to agree?
Yeah.
Head on? 1 point for each. Head on is the correct answer. So the actual quote, it is the rule in war that if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, to surround him. If 5 to 1, attack him. If twice as numerous, divide our army into 2. So like one has the threat of meeting in the field, and I assume with the other one, he can go and attack another place that is now completely undefended, which makes sense, right? I can waylay him here and then go attack over there, much to my benefit, take a bunch of resources. That seems smart.
Or it's like with the 1 to 1, you can kind of like hunker down and hold them off, and then the rest of your army is going and like harassing something else.
Causing all kinds of problems. Yeah, love that. Okay, there are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his own army. These are little fill in the blanks. Commanding the army to advance or retreat and being ignorant of the fact that it blank. This is called hobbling the army. So if we command him to advance or retreat, ignorant of the fact that something. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom and being ignorant of the conditions which obtain an army. This causes blank. By employing the officers of his army without discrimination through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances. This shakes the blank. So number 1, commanding the army to advance or retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it blank. This is called hobbling the army.
Hobbling, because you're weakening them somehow. So it's like ignorant of whether they, their condition, ignorant of whether or not they are in a condition to advance or retreat.
That's right. They have enough food, enough supplies. They don't have enough of that stuff. You're moving them around.
Ooh, point each. Nice job, gents. It is cannot obey. Like if they can't actually do what you're saying,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you command.
Yeah.
So don't do that. All right, next one. By attempting to govern an army in the way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain in an army, this causes blank.
It's like disrespect or like revolt feels too. It's like this causes, dissension in the ranks.
I was going to say more confusion.
Okay, point Thomas. Restlessness in the soldiers'
Yeah.
minds. I think that's fair. Makes them restless, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to run it like a country, this isn't a country.
Right.
This is wartime.
Yeah.
And so it makes them like a little restless. And third, by employing the officers of his army without discrimination through the ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances. This shakes the what?
Resolve, morale.
Confidence.
It is confidence. It is actually confidence. I was going to give you one for resolve or morale. Yeah, resolve. I think that's a point both.
You should give it to
That's a
Graham.
point both.
Point both.
Now,
All right.
my point is worth more in that situation, but
You got the right word.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's,
Thanks. Good.
it's
Great.
yeah, more respect.
cool. Thanks.
Okay,
Shaking my resolve.
sorry. All right, chapter 4. I'm just going to read a couple of quotes here. 4.1, Sun Tzu said, the good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the army or the enemy. So it's not so much like, just go out there and start rustling them up. First, make it so that you can't be broken wherever you are, and then wait for the enemy to make a mistake. There's so much in this about knowing when opportunities present themselves, knowing how to take advantage of those opportunities, and then creating those opportunities by fooling the enemy into thinking that you are not where you are supposed to be. I love the notion that all warfare is based on deceit. Like, there is none of this, I will see you in the field tomorrow. If you say that, you better be showing up at his house and not on the field tomorrow. Right. That is definitely not what you're doing. And he even, like, if I show up, I better pretend that I am weak when I'm not weak and be strong.
Yeah.
Or pretend that I don't have soldiers off there to the right when I actually do have soldiers off there to the right. Or that I'm angry when I'm actually completely calm. Yeah. Right? Everything is deceit. And he talks about how you have to be flowing like water. And he even mentions there's not certain tactics that will apply in all situations, right? It is, you have to adapt yourself to the moment and be willing to strike, even if you are weak in another spot. So it's cool. Okay. He also talks about why being popular is not so good in 4:8-12. Okay. To see victory only when it is within the knowledge of the common herd is not the peak of excellence. Neither is it the peak of excellence if you fight and conquer and the whole empire says, well done. To lift an autumn hair is no sign of great strength. To see the sun and moon is no sign of sharp sight. To hear the noise of thunder is no sign of a quick ear. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels at winning with ease. Hence, his victories bring him neither reputation for wisdom nor credit for courage. He wins his battles by making no mistakes. Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty for victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. So
if you had like a 10-1 odds and you just like ground out a victory of attrition, you shouldn't be given like praise and laurels.
yeah, and if people are praising you and giving you laurels, you like nobody's super stoked when you're like, yeah, we absolutely obliterated the enemy force with no casualties, right? Everyone's like, great, good job. He's like, that's what it should be. You should have no situation in which the enemy your populace goes mad with adoration for you because you did such an amazing thing. You should win with no trouble at all. That is a good commander, which is great.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. Chapter 5, we are mostly going to skip. It's mostly about how you need to feign chaos, timidity, and weakness, and then really marshaling your men in the opposite. And this is what requires strength. So he says leading many men is the same as leading only a few if you use your energies in the right ways. He says alternate between direct and indirect tactics, always fit them to the situation. Just like there are only 5 notes in music, apparently, there's infinite songs. So the same thing with the methods of attack, right? Direct, indirect, but you knowing when to apply them and where, like to meet them or to feign and disappear. All of that is fit to the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Fill in the blank. You can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack blank. You can ensure the safety of your defense by only holding positions that blank. So once more, you can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you attack blank. And you can ensure the safety of your defense by only holding positions that blank.
You want to go first, Thomas?
No.
You can be assured of a success if you attack the enemy's weakest spot.
Okay?
And you can be, can you read the second part?
You can ensure the safety of your defense by only holding positions that blank.
You're only holding positions that are naturally defensible.
Okay?
Yeah, defensible was my word for the second one. So tell me what's the word you can ensure the what for the first
You
one?
can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack blank.
Succeeding. Like I don't even. Sorry.
Oh, I have another answer.
What's your other answer?
Just like by surprise or
Yeah.
indirectly like surreptitiously,
Okay.
and their weakest spot.
That was your first answer. Was
know.
the okay. Yeah. Say one more time for the first one. This is
You
my
can be
last
sure
one.
of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack
Indirectly.
blank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you the answer for that one, and then you can change your answers for the second. Places which are undefended.
Okay.
So if there ain't no army there,
Weakest spot.
I think I can give one for weakest spot. Is that what you said too?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. So point for Graham. It is 7-8 in favor of Thomas.
Okay.
It's close. The cake
close.
is still on the line, Jess.
Close.
True. I'm gonna keep my defense that are defensible. I'm still gonna say
Okay.
that answer.
You can ensure the safety of your defense by only holding positions that blank.
By only holding positions that are blank.
That
Yep.
have no weakness.
Only holding. Yeah, that naturally defensible. I'd still.
Yeah, both of you are correct. It cannot be attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they literally can't attack it, then you're sure of your
Yeah.
defense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can give you both points just so our points sound
Thanks.
more impressive.
Thanks.
Okay. He says, attack places which the enemy must hasten to defend and march swiftly to places where you are not expected. So I would think of as an example, if I was at war with a country who maybe didn't have a strong naval presence and it really wasn't a naval battle, I could attack their ports. Because even though they don't really have a navy, they are still going to have to be a country after this, and trade depends on ports. And so they have to rush to defend that thing, even though they might not have even been thinking about their ports.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, their army is distracted and has to run to the defense of the ports. And as they're doing that, I can maybe bring my army somewhere else, right? Then march swiftly to a place where it's not expected, go and attack that thing, and I will, this way, keep them constantly on the run from place to place, tire them out, and do much damage to them and their country at the same process. So don't figure out where they are and then go attack that town. Attack their ports, attack their farms, go burn their granaries, something that they have to go defend fast, and then disappear. It's great. He says, hence that general is skillful in attack whose opponents do not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense whose opponents do not know what to attack. So they don't really know where to put their armies because they don't really know where you are going to be next,
Yep.
and they don't know what to attack because they don't know what's important, right? Which is exactly how you want it. Okay. Of all of the elements, war is like which the most? So the 4 elements, so like fire, wind, water, earth. What is war most like?
You go first.
Fire,
Thomas.
right?
I'm gonna say water.
Point, Graham!
There
That
it is.
ties
We're
it up.
tied.
It is most like water. Let me read it to you. Sorry, I'm using my Kindle, so I can't just jump straight there. Okay, 6.29. Let me go read the verse. Okay, military tactics are like unto water. For water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downward. From high places and hastens downward. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe that he is attacking or facing. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent and thereby succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain.
Wow.
The 5 elements, water, fire, wood, metal, and earth, I love how their elements are a little bit different than Greece, are not always equally predominant. The 4 seasons make way for each other in turn. There are short days and long. The moon has its periods of waning and waxing. And that's the end of the chapter.
Wow.
But it's most like water because you head towards the weakest place or the lowest place, right? So instead of finding out where they're strong and going and fighting that, you just go towards the easiest. And that makes sense. Okay, any general comments so far about Sun Tzu's Art of War?
It's very pragmatic,
That's
right?
what I was- yeah.
So I've been thinking of, I don't know if it's enough for an episode, but I really find because we're reading Cyrus in the government class, I really find the tension in history between idealists and people that have like a set philosophy on how something should be versus pragmatists and people who say like, okay, here's what we got. How do we achieve what we want based on the present conditions? I find that tends to be really fascinating. And it feels like warfare is always very pragmatic. Like, you can't be an idealist. You can't have an idealism about how an army should work or how an army should fight or like the best kinds of tactics. If you do, you're going to be run over. The pragmatist, the person who maybe you can be idealist in terms of your strategy, but in terms of your tactics, you need to have that sort of flexibility of tactics to move against, to deal with like the landscape. Like I remember, reading these Civil War books, McClellan, was the general who's sort of the failed general of the North. Like everybody touted him as being like really good at being running an army, but really bad at like knowing how to use it. Like he was really
so his
great.
men were like all buttoned up, the supplies
and
were in
well
the right spot.
drilled, and like if the wars were fought on grass plains, he would have won. But because they're fought in some sort of constraints that require creativity and require a flexible thinking, he just couldn't do it because there was like you're flipping through the textbook to be like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then you get beat by somebody that's quite pragmatic with a lesser force.
Yeah, you're thinking about how to bring your cavalry up on the right side of their flank, and they're currently burning your granaries, right? Like, and so you can't feed your troops.
Exactly. Yeah. Or and this is people who long-time listeners to the podcast know I love soccer, and one of the reasons is because it is a very tactical game where you have different kinds of systems, possession versus direct attack, that are playing against each other, and you have these idealistic coaches that say we are going to only play this way and can be quite successful, and you have pragmatic coaches that are saying like,
who are we playing this week?
And we're going to change it, and we're also going to be a little dirty, and we're going to step on your feet, and we're going to we're going to find like the most timid player on the pitch, and we're going to put our big guy to mark him and like scare him, and so he like messes up and passes the ball wrong.
Then we're going to like flop a little bit.
So I find that endlessly fascinating.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Revolutionary War, where the Brits came over and they were all like used to this big plain warfare where everyone meets and it's all like shake hands and then we will
stand
fight
there
and
run like
and just
lines.
sort of shoot at each other.
Yeah.
And then we were doing guerrilla warfare, and so they'd be marching and we would like jump out of the trees and they're like, "What is this nonsense?"
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so we play this game in thesis class called diplomacy in our school. And it is the wildest study of exactly this thing, right? Because you have kids who are
so
idealists.
Diplomacy, like it's a board game. Like
It's a board game. It's like Risk,
Yeah.
but there's no chance. There's
Right.
no dice. There are no turns, and you do not have enough pieces to do what you want to on your own. You have to talk to other people.
Yeah.
And if you lose, it's because you suck. Everything happens at once. All the orders are turned in at the same time. And if you get double crossed, it's because you didn't see it coming. And if you fail to take a position, it's because you didn't have the tactics to do it. It is an awesome case study in like rhetoric and tactics and statecraft and it's like the kid's first taste of it because you have to double cross at some point. If you want to take over the whole of Europe, you're going to have to backstab your buddy. The question is when you do it.
Right.
And so there's some people who are like, I will not. I will take this to the end, and me and this person will win together. And then, of course, they get backstabbed and they lose.
Yeah.
It is always the idealists who get smoked, and then the pragmatists who bribe me with cookies and get everybody's information and then win the game. So
I like it.
it's really fun. So moving on, next question. If your goal is to get to a target before the enemy that is distant, you should 1, send none of your army. 2, send a speedy column from your army with few provisions. Or 3, send the whole army marching day and night. So send a fast portion, none, or all of your army.
The goal is to get somewhere as quickly as possible.
To arrive somewhere before the enemy.
It has. So I know it's not the right answer, but it has to be the fast one because the first. When you gave the 3 options there, it was your first one. Send a small group that's very fast to go there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because if they go there and they're there, and then the other army is showing up and they see some troops, they may think, "Oh, the entire army's there. We lost. Let's pump the brakes and figure out what to do next." But if they call your bluff on that, they're just going to butcher your tiny group of men. And then, so I'm going to go, I'm just in terms of trying to get the points, I'm going to say send your whole army.
Neither.
Is it
You
send
probably
no one?
don't want to send anybody. It's just a bad idea.
How do you get there faster if you don't send anyone?
I think for Sun Tzu, he would say it's probably better to maybe lose the position than it is to lose your army,
Interesting.
right?
Yep.
And so here, follow-up question. What can you expect if you have to, and there are times when I think you have to, like you are going to have to send men.
Right.
I think he would prefer not to, because if you send the column, like they're going to get in trouble. And I think that
Yeah,
what you
more
predicted
grandson.
is right,
Yeah.
right? If they get caught, they're toast.
Right.
So what can you expect if you have to dispatch men speedily marching at the following distances? And he gives it in Chinese li, but I have translated that to miles,
Okay.
generally. So 30 miles, you dispatch men speedily, what happens? So you send your whole army. Send your whole army 30 miles, what can you expect?
Do the numbers go up from here?
They go down from here.
So this is the worst situation.
It's terrain in China. 30 miles could be like mountainous and rough. So
I mean, yeah, they're
What can you expect? You
The
can expect
death
to have
and
no
loss.
fighting army at
Yeah.
the end of 30 miles.
destruction of your army.
Or just absolute exhaustion. They
Yes.
get there and you need to like have a weekend, a long weekend
okay,
to rest and recoup.
got it. Let me phrase it this way. How much of your army will reach the destination
Oh my gosh.
in fighting trim?
0, 10,
5%.
10%.
You got like some hardcore. You got like some hardcore dudes in there.
Thomas got it with 10%. Was it 9-9?
It was just tied.
You're
and now-
keeping score.
It is 10-9 now.
Oh, geez Louise.
Okay. What about 15 miles? How much of your army will arrive?
Does he actually give percentages?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so for the 30 miles, he says you have your strong ones who are in front. They will show up fast. The weak ones will be behind. And so you'll get 1/10 of your army
class.
there on time, right? Because it's only the fast guys. And then the rest of the 90% are back there like dragging wagons.
So the next one's 15 miles,
15 miles, half the distance.
30%.
I was going to say half, 50%.
Point Donaldson.
There it is. Let's
It
go.
is tied
Let's
up.
go.
The cake can go to either.
Either way.
Okay. He says you'll lose the leader of your first division. Only half of your force will reach the goal because those little guys will get there first. They'll probably
Right.
get killed, and then the rest of half your army will show up. What about 10 miles? How much will arrive?
In a day?
Yep. Marching fast.
Or 10 miles in a march? Well, I feel like we did that. Well, I'm going to say...
You need 15, we got
I'm going to say
half.
90%.
I'll take 80. I'll take the low.
It is 2/3.
Okay.
66.
Point
All right.
Thomas. Or maybe no points.
Your call.
I feel like
Your call.
closest was Thomas. Okay. I feel like I'm going to skip this one. I'll just tell you, you can't enter into an alliance with anyone until you know their designs, their plans, like what they want. So until you know what they want, you can't get in there.
Okay.
What is the purpose of a battle drum? Why do we have drums in warfare?
To pace the army, right? So that they don't go too fast. Like you don't want them to wear themselves out. So you're setting a like manageable pace.
The communication, the different beats are required for like the different regiments.
It is tied again.
Let's go.
Point Graham.
Let's go.
It's for communication,
Man.
right? I never knew this before. I always thought it was just to like play some music
Right.
while we march. No. It's not that. It's because voices don't carry far on a
Yeah.
battlefield. People are screaming. And if you want to actually like sound things out, especially at night, you need battle drums to tell you like to communicate what's happening and signal fires in the evening and then flags during the daytime.
Yeah, it's like play calling in football.
Exactly. So I could even have my regiments know exactly what drum riffs we use. Like ba-doom pss would be, like run to the right, and then ba-doom 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 pss. That could be like run to the left. And those all can be code, which is super fun because now the enemy doesn't know what we're doing, but I can communicate it with drums.
Yep.
This was totally revolutionary to me. Maybe I'm more excited about it than you guys are, but I never knew that was the point of battle drums.
That's fun.
Isn't that cool?
cool.
That is very cool.
Okay. When is a soldier most keen to fight? His attitude. When does he, at what time is he in fighting trim?
First thing in the morning, and he's well fed.
Okay.
I feel like right after lunch. I don't know, early afternoon.
When do you actually, are you just taking an opposite position?
I would take the same as his. It's the early morning.
All right, point. Just you can,
Okay.
a cake is
it's
on the
more
line. You
interesting.
can-
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you the other options. So in the
Were we right?
You are both correct. It is early in the morning. So morning, he's ready to fight. At noon, he is kind of getting tired and he's getting a little less keen to fight. And then at the end of the evening, he just wants to go home. He wants to go home. So, in light of that information, when should you attack?
Early afternoon.
You should attack the enemy in the evening. If you can get your troops fired up, if you can get your guys fired up, you should attack the enemy like right after lunch, because the enemy is like they're going to be unmotivated.
Evening is correct. Point Graham. So if you can actually fire up your guys and attack the enemy when all they want to do is go home, that is ideal.
I feel like I'm starting to think like Sun Tzu.
That's it. It's all
in me.
deception.
It's all there.
It's all deception. So wait until the enemy is like, I want to go to sleep, and then get on them and mess them up. Okay. If an army is returning home, they're all going home. What do you do?
An army is returning. So if my army is returning home,
If
the opposing
enemy army is returning home,
let them.
okay.
Harass them with your cavalry, because they're going to think like, I'm in my homeland and my guard is down.
Point Thomas. Not only are they going home, which
Right.
is great,
Yeah.
but it could be a trap, right? It could be a feint. And then you've run your guys right into their territory. You followed where they guided you, and that's probably a bad idea. All right, here's a weird one.
I feel ashamed.
I feel like you guys, this is an impossible question, so
Great.
I'll just answer it for you.
Okay.
When you surround an army, what's one thing you should be sure to do? I'll let you take a crack at it, but it's a really hard question.
Permit them to surrender?
What should you be sure to do? Eat a big breakfast.
Okay, I think Graham actually kind of got it.
Okay.
It's
Give them an out.
give 'em an outlet.
Yeah.
why?
Because men that have no outlet are going to fight to the very last bloody. They're going to fight into the death, and that actually is going to be bad for you. So you need to give them an outlet.
Well, yeah, it's like Sun Tzu is sitting right
Right
here.
here.
That's
I know.
exactly
This is
right.
the one I remember.
Sun Tzu gets a cake.
Yeah, so if we don't give them an outlet, then they are going to fight way more savagely.
And the best part is that you can choose where that outlet is. So you can send them off into like a barren landscape of no breakfast, and then
Exactly. And those and what the thing is like even the cowards in an army will fight savagely
Yeah.
if they think they're going to die.
if they think they're going to die. And so you have to give them a point of retreat, or else you've turned every coward in that army into a fighting man.
Yep.
And that is not what you want. Which was that is so antithetical to what I would have done. I would have been
Yeah.
like, slaughter them all. But
Right.
that's not what you want. You
Yeah.
want some of them to run away and dishearten them and like save your men from that. Wild.
This is good.
Okay.
Do I get a point
Graham
for that?
knew it. Of course
Of
he does.
course you
What's the
did.
score? Of
course
You
he does.
freaking nailed it. It is 14-13
There
for
it is.
Graham. I had
Oh,
no
let's
go. Neck
idea
and
it would
neck,
be
man.
so close.
Unbelievable.
We are like this is a nail biter, gents. Okay, there are 5 dangerous faults of character which may affect a general. You may make 5 selections
There's no way.
and win up to 5 points.
5. Say it one more time. 5.
There are
dangerous-
5 dangerous faults which may affect a general.
rashness.
faults of
So like
characters.
you run into conflict too unnecessarily. What's like you enjoy the spoils of war too much. So it's like you are. It's like sensation. Like you just enjoy the reward.
Okay.
You don't want to go fight. You want the approval of your men, so you don't take points of disagreement. You maybe this is related to another one that I said, but like a laziness of you're only fighting because you have to. Like you don't really want to be out there.
Okay.
And then a 5th one of you're dumb. So not being that good at
Stupidity.
being stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Graham, what are your 5?
I was going to say, like, in arrogance, you kind of got, like, a main character syndrome. Like, you think you can't conceive that anything bad's going to happen to you. I was going to say you got the bloodlust. Like, you just love the sensation of battle.
Got 3 more.
Yeah, rash. I don't know. I was going to say that you've sort of been appointed as this, and like you don't really want to do this, and so you're just sort of like you're just kind of like trying to run the clock out until you can go home, and so you're not really invested in winning this. You're kind of just like a company man. We'll go with greed. You just want some cash, and I'll just give 4. I can't think of another one.
Okay, so here's the list. Recklessness leading to destruction.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you said bloodlust, you said rashness. I think that's probably a point both.
Okay.
Sure.
Right, fair. So Graham is at 15, Thomas at 14.
Okay.
Cowardice leading to capture. I think you both kind of said don't want to, like lazy or don't really want to be here. I think that kind of translates.
Okay.
So
Sure.
point both. Graham is still ahead by
He is
1
by
point.
point.
A hasty temper, which can be provoked by insults. Neither of you listed that one.
No.
Delicacy of honor, which is sensitive to shame.
Thomas said about the
people-pleasing.
approval of the men. He wanted
Yeah.
the approval
That's
of his
the
men.
next one,
Oh.
is over solicitude for your men, which exposes him to worry and trouble, right? You want their approval, which
Yes.
is too much
Yeah.
for you.
a good one.
So
We
Thomas
tied?
gets a point for that one.
We tied?
You are
Tied.
tied.
Unbelievable.
16 to 16.
Unreal.
Stupidity and greed not among them. Next, unfortunately.
I feel like if you had a greedy, stupid general, you'd add it to the list.
Yeah, like that's
Could do a
that's still
bad one.
probably a
Bad
problem.
one. That's right.
Yeah. Bloodlust, weirdly, might be okay if you're out there like stabbing dudes. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
okay. Chapter 9. We are nearly through it. How you guys holding up?
Doing great.
all right?
Let's do it.
Feeling nervous.
Okay, maneuvering.
Oh, it's, okay.
Do I as I move my army, do I want to stick to valleys or mountains?
Mountains.
Valleys.
Point Graham.
Okay.
Those mountains are hard. You want to climb a mountain?
But
with,
valleys, like people can
backpacks?
see above you. Like
So-
they can kill you.
He says pass quickly over mountains, and I think it's because you don't want to be easily spotted.
Yeah.
Right? Like
also that.
from the low, I
Yeah.
can see an army easily moving and gather all of that information.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm up on top, so I'm hard to attack, but I'm giving away everything about where I'm heading to anyone who is within like 100 miles.
Yep.
They can see me. Okay, do I want to camp high or low? So I'm not moving, I'm camping.
Camp high.
Yeah, I'm going to say camp high.
Camp high, point both. Because and weirdly, facing the sun, you don't want to climb for a fight. If they're going
Right.
to come after you, you want them running uphill and you running downhill.
Right.
That's ideal. Are there any principles for fighting near a river that you can think of?
You want to be able to, you don't want your backs to the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to you want them to be back to the river. So you want to be able to push them up against the river. And maybe you want to be fighting close to a bridge or a fjord or something, or to a bridge or some sort of ford of the river.
Okay.
Those are my 2.
Not with Back to the River was the one I was thinking of.
Okay. So here are the principles. Wait for the enemy to get half across and then attack.
Oh, there you go. That sounds
Oh, in
awesome.
the river. Okay.
Number 2, don't go meet them when they are near a river. It seems like wait for them to be half across.
Right.
And then always put your crafts and stuff upstream, not down. You never move upstream for a fight. You always want to be the one heading towards them. So I think, what did you guys say, back to a river? That's kind of close. I'm not sure you guys got either.
I don't think so.
There's also a bunch of advice for fighting in a salt marsh. But I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So I just wrote a note for myself that said, what are salt marshes? And then left it alone. I think it's like camp on dry ground. He says also in dry level country, find a spot with rising ground to your right and rear.
Oh.
Why? Can you guys figure this out? He
Probably
never
the-
says
it's probably
why.
the sun, maybe. Oh, no, that doesn't make any
'Cause
sense.
just to
you
your
could
right.
be facing a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The right and rear.
Is it the same thing of that means you're facing and it's going down?
Yeah, so the slope would be down to your left. But that's on flat,
Maybe
dry
it's like
ground.
an archery thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
I was thinking maybe it's for throwing, so
Yeah.
I'm always throwing like to my left, which
Yeah.
means I can get more of a throw than if they are to my right,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means
maybe.
Could be.
less of a throw because most people are right-handed is my guess. Okay, what do you do about country that has cliffs, torrents, deep hollows, confined spaces, and tangled thickets and quagmires, etc.?
Don't invade.
Avoid it.
Yes.
Great. I'm just
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Stay away. And if you can fight the enemy, get it so that their back is to
Somewhere
that
else.
stuff,
Yes.
and then push them in. So avoid it. Do you have are there any special considerations or tactics involved for areas with woods or grasses? So I have to give you each a point for that last one.
Woods or grasses.
Special considerations. Whether it's been rainy recently.
Okay.
How dry it is. Like, can they set fires and you're in trouble?
Okay, interesting.
So it's just how do I fight differently? And
Yeah, if you are near a wooded or area or an area with really high grass, is there anything that should come to mind?
don't fight in the woods. I'm sure. It's the same thing of like don't go after them. Like try not to fight in those environments if you can.
Okay, I think neither points. It says search them for they could hold enemy warriors, right? Easy places for the enemy to hide.
Yeah.
So send out somebody to search those areas, make sure there's nobody like crouching in the grass.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is about what various types of dust mean. or signify. Gosh. So dust in a high column.
They're walking.
Yeah, people are marching in file, in rank. So there are the enemies on the move. The army is marching.
Incorrect. Chariots advancing.
Oh.
Low, spread out dust.
They're marching.
Now you got a big old army marching.
Point each. They are indeed marching. Okay. What about dust that branches in many directions? And I will give you a full 3 points for a correct answer here because it's really hard.
What?
Dust branching in many directions. You have an army that is preparing for battle because they're now sending your troops to the left and the right to create sort of the flanks.
And
that
they're
kind of
splitting
thing.
up between.
That's my guess.
Okay. Nope, they're going out to get firewood.
Oh,
Isn't that a
no
great
way.
answer?
Never would've gotten
He's
that.
like, dust going many directions means they are encamping because they're doing this
Getting
because they're
firewood.
going to get firewood. Okay, dust that goes back and forth, to and fro.
They're scouting and they're looking around the area.
yeah, that's what I would say.
Enemy encamping. So no points for any of you.
Okay.
Okay, there. If birds are gathered in an area, what does that tell you?
They're cooking. They got food.
Or they have dead. There's dead bodies. There's like animals are dead or something.
The area is unoccupied.
We're nailing this part. This is great.
What about a whole bunch of birds in flight, like scattered into flight?
Then there's
They're-
people there.
Yeah.
There's an ambush.
they're-
That's
yeah.
you guys are so good at this.
Yeah.
All right, so it is currently 21-20
Unreal.
in favor of
For
Graham.
Graham.
You guys are only
Oh, good
one
Lord,
difference,
man.
which is pretty impressive.
So close.
Insane.
Okay, here's a speed round, 10 questions.
Oh my gosh.
And it's what do various habits of men mean? And I would assume that this is like, yes, you can look at your own men and see these things, and you can also look at the enemy's men and kind of divine what is happening in their army. So
Okay.
what if they are leaning on their spears?
They're tired.
They are faint from want of food. I will give you both a point. Close enough. Those who draw water for the army are drinking when they arrive at the stream.
They've just gone on a long march. Oh no, habits of that you have an undisciplined army.
Yeah.
Nope, they're thirsty.
Oh.
Number 3.
That's incredible.
Come on, guys. They're drinking when they get to the stream. They're thirsty.
Well, I thought you meant like alcohol when you first said that,
Oh.
but you just mean the water,
no,
right?
just the water.
Okay, got it.
Men see an advantage, but they don't rush to take it.
They're cowards.
They're disciplined.
They're exhausted.
Oh,
Number 4, you have disturbances in camp, like fights that break up around the camp.
The soldiers are bored.
yeah. I was gonna say they're bored.
The general has weak authority.
Ooh.
Okay, the flags are all shifting around in camp.
They're moving. The camp is moving.
This is a fun game.
What does it mean shifting?
Like they're moving around or coming down.
Yeah, they're about to deploy. They're moving around.
Sedition!
No,
They're going to replace their
There's
leaders.
no way.
No.
There's no
in
way.
camp. What if the enemy has angry officers? What does that mean about the men?
About the men.
they have lazy men.
They're losing, right?
I'm going to give the point to Graham.
Good.
It means weary men,
Yeah.
which is
Interesting.
close enough. 7, what if they are feeding their horses grain and killing their cattle for food and then not hanging their cooking pots over their campfires?
They have no food.
I'm going to give you 2 points for this one if you get it.
Feeding their horses grain,
Killing their cattle
killing their cattle for
for
food.
food and then not hanging their cooking pots over their campfires.
They're about to
Hanging their
attack,
cooking
right?
pots in their campfires.
They're trying to like lighten up before.
Yeah, they're
battle.
about to make a big move.
Okay? They are determined to fight to the death
Yeah.
because they are not planning on coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are right. I'll give you both a point because you're close.
Okay.
It is currently 24-22 in favor of Graham. What if they are all whispering in small knots?
Sedition.
They're whispering in small knots. Yeah, like there's some sort of. They don't have clarity on what the commander wants or command structure.
The answer is disaffection. I feel like that's closer to Graham's. but yours is also kind of close because they're just disaffected.
Give it to Graham.
We're
Give it
moving on.
to her?
Okay. The general is giving his men 2 frequent rewards. Like he's just throwing money at them.
And it's what does this tell us about the army?
About what's going on in general with the army.
He wants his people to like him.
Okay.
He's nervous that they're not strong enough for what's coming. And he's trying to like pop their tires.
I've got to give that to Graham. It is they are near the end of their resources.
Yeah.
So he is like trying to keep his men
Yeah.
stoked when they are just about to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
What if he is giving too many punishments?
Army is weak. Similar to the last one, but army is weak. Doesn't think they can win. Needs the men to be better than they are.
The general is too scared personally to attack, and so the men are getting restless and are getting into trouble.
Point Thomas. It means they are the enemy. Or the whole army is under dire stress.
Yep.
Right. They are like he is having to keep all these guys in line, and so they're in bad straits.
Yep.
Okay. What is one thing you need to be sure of before you punish a soldier? That feels like an easy
Like
answer.
the truth, like what actually
That
happened.
he-
Yeah, that's
that he
the
actually
obvious
did it.
answer here.
Yeah.
The right answer is you need to be sure that they're attached to you before you
Interesting.
punish a soldier.
Is he actually one of your soldiers?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Well-
yes, that would obviously be something. Hold on, let me go find
Otherwise,
this
he'll
one
like
section.
revolt or like he'll just become disloyal.
Let me read this little section to you. It's actually kind of touching. So, if soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive. And unless submissive, then will be practically useless. If when the soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be useless. Therefore, soldiers must be treated in the first instance with humanity, but kept under control by means of iron discipline. This is a certain road to victory. If in training, soldiers' commands are habitually enforced, the army will be well disciplined. If not, discipline will be bad. A general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed. If a general does this, the gain will be mutual. So you have to treat them like absolute humans and with as much humanity as you can, make them attached to you, but then absolutely insist on your orders being followed, right? Which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, I hate to say this, but that's kind of like how I try to run a classroom, right? Make sure that they know that I absolutely care about them. And there's a reason that I enforce my rules and then actually enforce my rules,
Yeah.
right? Because they actually like that. Okay, there's another one on terrain, but I'm going to kind of skip most of it. It mostly just gives you definitions of terrain, and then there's some good tips, like the different types of ground: accessible ground, entangling ground, temporizing ground, narrow passes, precipitous heights, and positions at a great distance from the enemy. So entangling ground is stuff where if you get in, it can be abandoned, but it's hard to reoccupy, so you don't really want to give it up. Does that make sense? There's all these little tips. I'm going to skip most of it because, again, it's mostly just definitions. So, but I'm going to read this part. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. If, however, you are indulgent, but unable to make your authority felt, kind-hearted, but unable to enforce your commands, and incapable, moreover, of quelling disorder, then your soldiers must be likened to spoilt children. They are useless for any practical purpose. Chapter 11 has more types of ground. Dispersive ground, facile ground, contentious ground, open ground, ground of intersecting highways, serious ground, difficult ground, hemmed-in ground, and desperate ground.
Okay.
I'm going to skip a lot of that. I'll give you some of the most important concepts. So if you want the absolute utmost performance from your men, you want 100%. They need to give it their all. What do you do? How do you get that kind of performance out of them? Let's say in a battle.
I'm in the battle.
Yep.
What do I do in the battle to get their best performance?
Yep.
Clear direction, confidence. It's like clear instruction because they've already been trained at this point. So yeah.
They have some kind of vision that personally they will benefit from a victory.
Okay. Nope. Cut off their retreat. We talked about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
A man who cannot retreat, he says, you'll turn even your cowards into like the most stalwart of fighting men.
Yep.
So if they have to fight to the death, they're gonna fight to the death.
Yep.
And so cut off the retreat of your own men. Is there anyone with whom you should share your plans?
No.
Yeah, nobody.
Nice. Yeah,
Cool.
nobody. He says
I just didn't want to give him a point to Thomas.
he says you should be so mysterious that even your own men kind of
Wow.
don't know what's coming. You should not share your plans or where you're going. You present them with the fact the day of. We are moving. We are going here. They can't know anything else because if you are all about deception, right, and that word gets out, you are in deep, dire trouble. He says there are 3 things you should do the day that you take command of an army. And this isn't just in an army. We're talking like in the nation, what policies can I enact? So we are in war. I was just appointed as general, and I now have a little bit of policy movement in the country. What are 3 things I must do? And we're almost home. There's one more chapter after this.
3 things I do when I take control. I should give a rousing motivational speech, something
Okay.
that like makes people feel good. I should tell people, it's either tell people or like do something for them that personally benefits them. Like I'm fixing your roads, or you're going to get all this gold if you
Okay.
conquer these people or whatever. And then for something like forgive my enemies or something, like some kind of show of grace or benevolence. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was gonna say, don't change customs and traditions.
Okay. You're thinking
I
Machiavelli
am
here.
thinking
Yep.
Machiavelli.
Don't change customs and traditions. But this is presumably your home country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is not you've taken over an enemy country. This is you've been appointed
Gotcha.
in your
In
own
your
country
country.
as general. So you can
Yep.
change that answer if you like.
I'm going to tell everybody that the taxes are going to stay the same.
Okay.
I'm going to find some person that is well deserving to promote in front of everybody so everybody sees that the meritorious rise.
Okay. Interesting.
And I am going to I don't know. I just got 2.
Okay. Number 1, block the frontier passes.
What? Nailed it. Yeah, that was my number 1.
Keep the enemy out of your country.
Yeah.
Number 2, destroy official tallies. It doesn't actually say tallies of what.
Oh, it's just like you're like tax jubilees.
I think it's either taxes or just numbers of people,
Yeah.
both of which you don't really want records of.
Yeah.
Like you're going to need money, you're going to need people, and
Yep.
if people start seeing how many people are dying, they're not going to be stoked. So get
Yep.
rid of those. And then last, stop all passage of emissaries. Get rid of the foreigners. Get them all out. Right? Makes sense.
Interesting.
Okay.
We didn't do very well.
0,
So we
yeah,
got 0
nothing.
this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there are 13. I just wrote 12 twice. Okay, so chapter 12 is about fire. It is generally about how to use fire in the field and light their camp on fire. He's like, look, if there's a fire breaking out in their camp, don't go yet. Wait till it's like hot and there's chaos. And then attack. Height of the fire. And he says, always keep fire implements on you. You always need to be ready to attack with fire. I think this is the equivalent of like our drone bombs now. There's only one good question beside, I mean, most of it's just common sense,
Yep.
right? Like, light a fire in the camp if you can. Don't light fire when the wind is blowing at you.
Your way,
Like, don't
yeah.
do that, you dummy.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff like that. But there's one that's a good question. So, should I try to light the enemy's camp on fire at night or during the daytime?
Probably. Oh, go for it, Thomas.
I was going to say daytime.
I was also going to say daytime because it's nighttime. You get light to see by, and you see the fire quickly. Daytime,
You may not know.
smoke, and it may take time for you to realize it.
Interesting. The answer is day. And the reason is because you get better wind in the day.
Oh,
Right? Like a nighttime wind will come up and then kind of chill out. Whereas a daytime wind, if you've got wind, that'll blow all day. So like get yourself some daytime wind, which kind of makes sense.
Interesting.
Okay. The final chapter is all about spies.
Okay.
Like remember, the whole point is deceit.
Right.
And so the final chapter is here is how to work with spies because it may be the most important thing that exists in your efforts. There are 5 types of spies.
Gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm
5
exhausting you
types
with
of
my quiz.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a whole lot of multiple choice here.
That's it?
These are a lot
Just
of like
5
hard
types.
questions. But what are the 5 types of spies? I'll give you a point per.
So I don't know if this is the cat, but like assassins. So like you're wanting to go in and kill someone.
Okay.
You have a type that is like an embedded spy, where it's like you want someone to become the like high up ranking person in their, or like have connections. So
Okay.
it's more like long-term relational. Someone who's like builds relationships, like romantic relationships, like it's a targeted one person.
Like a honeypot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who, like they want to sow dissension. So like they join the other person's army, but like just to get them to like revolt or throw down their weapons or whatever.
Okay.
And then the fifth one is the, I don't have a fifth one. I got four.
Okay.
All right.
Graham?
The classic spy, you're just sending somebody super stealthy in there just to figure things out.
Okay.
The second one is you have a defector from their army coming over to you and telling you things.
Okay.
The third one is that they have a spy in your camp and you know it and you feed him false information to send back to the enemy.
Okay.
Fourth is you've got like a bird or I don't know. You like
Spy bird. Cool.
you got like
Nice. Birds.
you got some kind of like
that you train to all be chill so they
Height
think there's no one
advantage,
hiding
yeah.
in your little.
or you've got like, some way to like intercept their messages or something. I don't know. That's my four. I just got four.
Okay. So here's the list of spies.
Okay.
Having local spies means employing the services of the inhabitants of the
that's a good
district.
one. Like, get
So
like,
like
a little, like the merchant.
just like a random farmer. Like,
fisherman.
tell us what you see, right? That's
a good
like
one.
then I can get the movements of the army. Having inward spies, making use of officials of the enemy. So that would be an embedded spy. I think
Yep.
you both got that one. Having doomed spies, doing certain things openly for purposes of deception
Wow.
and allowing our spies to know of them and report them to the enemy. So I think what you do is you send a guy in, embed him in their army, and then have him do things like openly and sort of give himself away, but all of that is misdirection. And so he is going to die, but they will think it's true and work on that information, especially if you have another embedded spy, figure it out, and then ditch him, like
Yep.
give him away.
Yep.
Makes your embedded spy better, makes your doom spy give that a lot of information away. They're not very clear about exactly what that is, especially with the having our spies know of it and report it to the enemy.
Interesting.
But I think that's what it means, is like having one of our embedded guys that we want to stay there, give that information away. Having surviving spies, finally, which are those that bring back news from the enemy's camp.
That's just like your classic spy.
Classic spy. So inward spies, which is official of the enemy. Converted spies, which is getting a hold of the enemy spies and using them for our own purposes, which you said. Doomed spies and surviving spies. I'm unclear about the difference between an inward spy and a surviving spy. Maybe it's just like, get the guy to come back. Anyway, those are the five. I think
Graham got all four, right, of his?
Graham got three of them.
Okay.
Correct. You got one.
Yep.
So Graham
Graham's just
now
crushing it right
stands
now.
at
Cake,
30
cake, cake.
To
and
22,
Thomas at
20.
26.
Oh, okay.
So you
Better than
are
I
four
thought.
behind, and
Ooh,
unfortunately,
baby,
there's
I
only
like
one
it.
question
Cake,
left.
cake, cake,
What is
cake,
this
cake,
punishment for the spy who tells a secret before the right time?
Death.
What is the punishment for a spy who tells its secret before the right time?
I'll say there's 2 points possible here. You can't win.
It doesn't change it.
But it's a point of pride.
Wait. So he's. What do you mean? He's
He gave away a tactic before he was supposed to. Or
to the enemy.
Yes, or just told
Then
of
you-
it.
then you're
he
like-
gave information away when he wasn't supposed to.
Then you let he doesn't get to come home.
Okay, so death is correct answer.
Yeah.
And you're also supposed to kill the guy he told.
Oh.
So even if he likes somebody or he tells his wife or he tells his kids, like death to the spy,
I
death
see.
to the kid.
Yep.
Okay, final tally is Graham at 30,
30.
and Thomas at 27.
I'll take it.
A
Good job.
hard-fought battle.
Well done.
But Graham, you've won the cake.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
I'm the
Graham.
most deceptive of them all.
Yep.
So come around like the 15th. Let's go to HEB when I got a little money again. I mean, I had my windshield cracked this week. It was a whole thing. And a bird
just a
pooped
rock?
in my
What
car.
happened?
Dude, you don't need to buy me a cake. I feel bad.
I'm definitely going to buy you a cake.
You don't feel bad. You're cheering for it. What happened to your
You're
windshield?
so excited. So my windshield got chipped or something. A crack just appeared. I don't know how. I think it was during the football game. And I also had a bird randomly in my car this week.
Just flew in.
It was in the car. It was crapping all over the place.
Yeah. So I
In the
went,
car?
Yeah. So I
Did you
worked
open the
until
door?
way late here working on a unit that I was putting together. And then at 9 o'clock, I went out to my car and I turned it on and I heard, I was like, what was that? like that. And
In the car?
I got out and I like turned on some lights and I heard more flapping and there was a bird
That's crazy.
about the size of a sparrow sitting in the back of my hatchback.
That's crazy.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I rolled down my windows all the way down and was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And he just kept hopping around and then
Like
he
a
got up on
little-
the dash.
little Eastern
And then I
bluebird.
tried to throw a couple of like t-shirts at him to gently nudge
Yeah.
him because he kept on trying to fly off the
Right.
windshield and that doesn't work.
Right.
And he got scared and pooped everywhere all over my car.
Had not pooped before because you were trying to get it out. That's when it started.
That's when it started pooping.
That's
And
tough.
then I like,
That's tough.
so I had to take my car to the wash because it needed one anyway.
Right.
But they got all the poop off except the stuff on the speaker grills. So
Oh,
I don't know how to get that off
a
without
bummer.
accidentally like making it fall onto my speaker. That's
Right.
a whole thing. So
gross.
anyway,
I'm so
that's
sorry.
been my week.
That's such a bummer.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
Sounds like that bird read some Sun Tzu.
Nailed it.
wait until like he fainted
That's
being
right.
chill and
Yes.
then pooped
Yeah.
all over my
Until-
dash.
That's
Attack
terrible.
where I least suspect it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so all in all, Sun Tzu, all about deception.
Yes.
Right? Use spies when you can, but be human to your soldiers, but absolutely have an iron will.
Doesn't he end the book something like the greatest victory is not fighting?
Well, he kind of started with that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Let's see.
That's
The
what I remember
last.
from it.
Oh, come on, Kindle, stop doing this. It's trying to have me buy other
It's
books.
like the supreme general is the one that can like win the war without fighting.
Okay.
I thought he had that in the spot.
Hence, it is only the enlightened ruler and the wise general who will use the highest intelligence of the army for purpose of spying and thereby achieve great results. Spies are a most important element in water because on them depends an enemy's ability to move.
Cool.
So he ends with spies, but earlier I read you that section where he
Yeah.
said like it is best to take a whole country, a whole army, do all of that with no bloodshed.
Yeah.
Like that's the ideal.
All right.
And then have your people not think of you greatly for it. Like you win. You're like,
Yeah.
and Canada's ours.
That's it.
Well, this is with not disturbing note. This has been Classical Stuff You Should Know with Graham, Thomas, and AJ. You can find us on Twitter at Classical Stuff, CLSSCAL Stuff. You can email us at theguys@classicalstuff.net. You can patronize us on Patreon, wherein you can listen to monthly AMA episodes, and we have various other tidbits and sundries that we post every now and then. We sort of have a long chat sort of an ongoing chat thread that people drop in and out of. There was once we shared all of pictures of our pets, which was delightful. And you can just like leave a comment.
Yes.
We're like 100 comments away from close reads. I don't know why I use that as my benchmark.
What's close reads?
It's like
From the
Cersei.
Cersei Institute
Yeah.
one? Are you really tracking that?
Yeah, I see. We're like 100.
Why are you admitting to this? Okay.
Oh, never mind.
That's
Wait,
fine.
what?
I don't know. I just
they do like a-
I'm
He's
trying to find benchmarks for
He's
what
comparing
our
our number of reviews to another podcast
yeah,
and then
yeah.
saying we want to beat that number.
Oh, why not? How great would that be?
Cool. That podcast is great. I
The
don't know.
podcast is great,
Cool.
which is why it's my benchmark
That's so funny.
of if people listen to us.
Please give us a
We're
five-star
not giving
review.
close reads, let's be honest.
Yeah. We are
could
giving
call
yes
cursory a podcast.
cursory
Yeah.
reads
The
a
most
podcast.
cursory.
Anyway, thanks for
So
listening to
funny.
us. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.